Hello Leo, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is your weekly tarot forecast. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And also go check out the other videos that may pertain to you for your sun, moon, or rising signs. I think that'll give you a much more dynamic picture of what is going on this week. All right, Leo, let's get into it. Let's see what it is that you need to know for this coming week. What is the message? What is the energy, the situation for Leo? Okay, we've got the Hanged Man as our first card today. So we're going to lay out the rest of our Dove and Serpent spread, and that is going to include our confirmation card, our mystery card, our bonus card that we're just going to put over here. We're not going to reveal that until the very end, so stick around, and that's going to hopefully tie the reading together and give us that confirmation that we're looking for, okay? So, starting us off, again, we've got that Hanged Man card, so I wonder if this week isn't going to be really about you making some changes in your life, right? Figuring out how you might look at things differently to get a different perspective. And with that Star card, I think this is about getting some real insight into your situation. And now I'm kind of thinking that this is a financial situation or a career, kind of a physical realm situation that we're dealing with. So I think it might be a week for you to really think if there are any things that you need to give up or sacrifice. With that Hanged Man, sometimes that means, hey, you've got a little bit too much that's not working for you right now. You need to get rid of some of that stuff. You need to kind of let some things go. You need to let go possibly of your perspective, the way that you're looking at your situation right now. Okay, so it could be a little bit of that. We're going to dive a little bit deeper and see what else we might be able to discover. But I really think it's a week for you to evaluate things, to really look at things from different angles, look at things from different points of view, maybe get some outside opinions, and and really see if there's something that you can change in your life if you need to approach things in a different manner. Okay, and I think that through this kind of rumination or contemplation that we get with this Hanged Man card, I think you're going to be experiencing sort of an epiphany, some divine insight, just an increase of knowledge that seems like it's just kind of a revelation, right? So I really think that doing this kind of introspective work, this analytic work, this contemplation or evaluation of your situation will lead to some major insights for you this week, okay? And this, it might involve letting some things go. It could be letting go of that very rigid point of view that you might have, letting go of just these beliefs or ideas that you think are very important to you, but maybe they aren't. Or letting go of, physical things in your life that may not be working for you or contributing to your success. Interestingly, here we have in the recent past and the immediate future, two aces. So I think with this Ace of Discs in the recent past, I think maybe this was the beginning of your new kind of physical project, your career or employment work. Something recently just got started, right? Maybe in the last couple months, 3-4 months maybe. Probably sooner than that, more recent than that. But something just started. Something is kind of still in its infancy. Something is still growing. It's still kind of, at the ground floor, and you're still working on this. But this, I think, was something new in the physical realm. New job, a new business that you started, a new source of income. It could be also like a new home or a new car. But something recently is new, and you're still kind of working on building that up. And I think that's why we get this need for evaluation and this need for insight and this need for a little bit of like divine guidance or inner guidance, right? From your spirit, from yourself, from your guardian angels or your spirit guides. I think you need a little bit of help in determining the next direction, the next kind of step to take. And that's really going to involve some reevaluation of your situation and see what you might need to change, what you might need to let go of, or just see how a shift in your perspective is going to benefit you. Because in the immediate future, I see a lot of benefit. I see that taking the time to do this work, this introspection, contemplation, like we said, is going to lead to an increase of joy and pleasure and satisfaction. I think that if you're a little bit stuck now on how to move forward, this week, this opportunity is going to give you that just relief and that sense of satisfaction, that sense of just like, yes, thank you, because you're going to have that insight, you're going to have the knowledge and the confidence to move forward in the right direction for you. And it's just through taking a little bit of time this week to reevaluate things, see if there's something that needs to shift or change or to be gotten rid of, and you're going to have that flash of insight, that divine knowledge, that understanding, and that real, that real insight into your situation. Okay, and so having this Ace of Cups is really, really a good sign saying that, yeah, there's going to be some real satisfaction through this. You're going to get what you need in order to move forward. Okay, Ace of Cups, very, very good. Now, we have also the World or Universe card, as it's called in the Thoth deck. Down here representing kind of your tendencies, your, what you're kind of all about beneath the surface. And I think right now you're really in the right mode to take this little pause and do this kind of introspective work that we were talking about with these two cards. Because this card is all about like delay, waiting. It could be things are on pause for a moment, and I think this is the perfect opportunity, because I think right now you already feel that kind of like that pause in things, right? There's already that kind of like you've just kind of stopped for a brief moment, and now you're like, okay, what should I do? And I think this is a perfect opportunity for you to take advantage of that pause, that little break, and do that introspective contemplation, re-evaluation of your situation, look at things from different points of view, and really just try to invoke that guidance from within yourself, from the universe, from spirit, to get your next move sorted out and to really get an understanding of your situation. Okay, so this kind of is the tendency right now, is to pause and figure things out, figure out your next move. So utilize this break, this time, I think what also could be going on with you is a little bit of this Eight of Cups energy, which is kind of about a little bit of a loss of enthusiasm. I think when you started this project or this, whatever this Ace of Discs thing was, when you started that, you had a lot of excitement, you had a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of pleasure. It felt really good, and you were just moving forward and going and going and going. It was flowing, right? And now there's this little bit of a pause where you're just like, God, I'm not feeling that like rush, that flow anymore. Right? It's starting to kind of like you're losing the momentum. And I think that's what's going on here, is that you just want to get that momentum back, or now you're just not sure what this loss of momentum means. Does it mean that you've kind of lost that harmony, that kind of being in sync, that inertia that you had with this whole flow? And now you're just kind of like, now you're thinking, and now you're maybe overthinking a little bit and trying to figure out what to do next or how to get that flow back. It's like if you play music or something, or any kind of activity really, where you're really in the zone and you just don't think, you're just doing it. I think that's where you've been recently, but now for some reason today it's just kind of, there's been that pause and you're starting to think about things, and now that's leading to a little bit of hesitancy. All right. And so I think the real idea is just to get back into that flow. The good news is with that Ace of Cups, this is about the flow. I mean, look at that flow. You're in the zone again. So I think it's just a matter of taking the opportunity to pause, take a short break, and reevaluate things, get that divine guidance, get that intuitive knowledge, that understanding, right? Shed anything that's not working for you, clear your mind, clear your life, and get that gain of perspective that we need, right? And then you'll get back into the zone. You'll get back into that flow. Now we're moving over to the path of the Serpent here. I think this Five of Discs is really talking about this kind of, this pause and this started, you kind of like got out of the zone and you started to overthink, or you started to evaluate things a little bit, but not in the way we're talking about here. The Five of Discs is more about just having anxiety, a little bit of worry and stress, where you're like, oh shit, what do I do now? What do I do? And so I think that this is something that needs to be overcome, and I think that again is through this change in perspective, utilizing this Hanged Man energy to get this star energy into your life, and that is the understanding, the confidence, the assurance from the universe that you're right back on track, and that, you know, your overthinking, your worry, your anxiety and stress doesn't need to happen, and you can just get back into that flow, get back into that zone, okay? So I really think that this 5 of discs is kind of where your head is at, and I think that's why you've kind of pulled out of that flow, that zone. I think it's because you started to realize some of the you know, the consequences or the potential, like, what ifs about, you started stressing about it a little bit, okay? I think in terms of your relationships with other people, you are trying to fight off the tendency to listen to other people's, like, influence. You know, if there are other people that are trying to kind of say, oh, well, maybe you should have done this, or just kind of getting you to second guess yourself a little bit, I think you're really trying to fight that off. You're trying to maintain your unity of thought and plan and purpose. And you don't want anyone to come and give you, like, reasons to doubt yourself, because I think you're already feeling a little bit of stress and anxiety and a little bit of uncertainty. You don't need other people coming in and adding to that. So I think this card, this Ace of Swords, is really about you maintaining your focus, your plan, your will, your intention, and not listening to the naysayers around you, okay? Next, we see kind of the one court card that really stands out. I mean, this is the only court card, but this is a watery court card. It's cups. It's the Prince of Cups. Kind of stands out here to me in terms of your fears or your concerns. And I think this is in regards to other people in your life. Maybe your person is a water sign, but I think that this is just kind of maybe a fear of disappointing this person, or not so much that, but a fear that this person may be very encouraging and positive and optimistic on the outside, but I think you're worried that really what they really feel or really believe is that they don't approve, or they don't think this is a good idea, or they don't really agree with what you're doing, or they don't think it's working, they don't think it's the right thing to do, that they're kind of putting on a front, they're acting like they're really supportive and they're really positive and optimistic, and they really think this is amazing, whatever this Ace of Discs project, whatever this thing that you're doing. But you're worried that inside they don't believe that. They really just think this is not going well, this is bad, right? And I think that's just a fear of yours. I don't think that is necessarily what they believe, but the fear is there that they're just kind of, they're putting on a front. They're just kind of telling you what they want to hear, or what you want to hear, because they want to be encouraging and supportive, but really they just think this is all bad. I don't think that's the case. We see the 5 of Wands next, and this, I think, is really trying to fight against these urges, these tendencies, these thoughts and feelings that you have that are just negative and self-doubting and self-deprecating and kind of pessimistic and discouraging. You've got to fight against all of that. And really, being the only fire card in this spread today, I think it's very important. We see a lot of water. You know, we've got 1, 2, 3 water. We've got, you know, a couple of discs. We have a couple of swords. This is the only fire card, so I think this is really going to be important for you moving forward. After this week, okay, the path of the dove here, this is kind of the situation right now and what you need to do right now to get to this immediate future of getting back into the flow, getting back into the zone, okay? So that's kind of step 1. Then step 2, the path of the serpent, needs to have this fiery energy, because we've got earth, air, water, and now fire. Okay, and it's ending with the fire, and the fire is very important. This is your competitive edge. This is your fighting spirit. This is your refusal to give up, your refusal to give up, refusal to stay knocked down. This is your refusal to quit, or to say, I can't, or to let other people dominate. This is you just really with that fighting spirit, that competitive edge. And this is also your focus, your energy, your vitality, your will. This is just strength and that fighting spirit. You know, I don't know how else to say it, but you have to invoke this fire. You need this in your life right now, because all this earth and air and water doesn't lead to any action. It doesn't lead to any commitment or fire or activity, right? It's just kind of like these are all in a different realm. You need that impulse, that fire, that will and enthusiasm to keep things moving, that ambition, that competitive edge and that fighting spirit. Okay, so this is something to really keep in mind. Now we're going to move to this mystery card here and see what this might reveal about the entire reading. And we've got the Death card. Okay, so I think this is really a potential for a major transformation for you. As you know, probably, I don't like reading the Death card as, oh, it's going to be loss, it's going to be pain, it's going to be suffering, it's going to be a literal death of something, right? I don't think that's the case. I think this is going to be you really transforming whatever this was or is, this new project, this new thing that you've started recently. I think you really have the potential to transform that and to just create that and let that evolve, contribute to the evolution of it to where it's going to be something just absolutely amazing. I think this is really about the transformation of this situation, utilizing all of this fire, right? Utilizing this fire, and now this is the Death card. This is related to Scorpio, which is a watery card. Now, you're using this fire, and you're adding that into this transformation of this water, and then it's going to create something completely new. It's going to create this air of success and abundance and this really, really strong transformation where I think that whatever this is that you've started, whatever this Ace of Discs is, I think really has the potential to grow and blossom into something just absolutely amazing. Now, Leo, we're going to look at this Death card a little bit more in the extended version. You can become a member of this channel by hitting the join button or following the link in the description. And I do hope that you will like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for letting me read for you today.